Peter is one of the most famous people in the entire Bible. He's famous for many stories, and one of them, walking on water, has gotten a massive attention from people new to the Bible. For those of you who don't know, Peter, one of Jesus' apostles, was out on a boat with a few others. Eventually, a storm hit the boat, with Peter and the other apostles on it. While this was happening, Jesus came to the disciples' boat, walking on water. They screamed, "Ghost," because they thought nobody could walk on water. Once Jesus talked to the apostles, they realized who he was. So Peter asked Jesus to walk on water with him. Jesus accepted this offer. Peter walked on water for a little bit after he got out of the boat. But once he took his eyes off Jesus and started focusing on the wind and waves, he fell into the water and immediately started screaming for help. Jesus immediately stuck out his hand to help Peter out of the water, saying, "You have little faith." We can easily relate the story to our own lives. For example, we can say how the story shows how when we lose focus on the things that lift us up, we can start to fall down. We don't want to do that, so pause the video and just take a moment to remember the people who love you. These people want to lift you up, so always keep them on your mind. These people, so take a moment, pause the video, and remember the people who enjoy you and love you. The people are things that bring us down. Ignore them. Don't let them get into your head. These might be distractions, it might be peer pressure, anything. Don't let them get in your head. Let them live rent-free outside of your head instead of living rent-free right here. Don't let that happen. This story can also be an example of where we are in our faith. Like, let's say you're able to have one foot out in the water, but one foot is still in the boat. That could be representation of how in your faith you are ready to move forward, but you just can't finish getting started. In my opinion, there are 4 major stages when we use the story as an example of faith. There's 2 feet in the boat, where you're watching faith happen, but you're not engaging in it. This is like not going to church, not reading your Bible, not praying before bed, stuff like that, yet still saying you're a Christian, and you are. But if you're watching this video, I don't think you're there. You don't have 2 feet in the boat. 1 foot's definitely out. That's what 2 feet in the boat's like. Then there's 1 foot in the boat. 1 foot out of the boat. But your weight is on the 1 foot in the boat. That's where you're starting your journey, but you're not really there. This is like going to church but maybe not paying attention, or praying before night and meals, and that's all the praying you ever do. Doing the Christian activities, but you're not fully engaging in them. That's kind of that. That's kind of 1 foot in the boat, 1 foot out, but you're putting the weight on the foot in the boat. And then, this is what I call middle ground with faith. You're able to have 1 foot on the water and 1 foot in the boat, but you can still put your weight on the water. Your foot that's on the water, you can push down on it and feel completely fine and safe. This is the point where you start to constantly read the Bible. You're enjoying church. This is what 1 foot in the boat, 1 foot out of the boat with weight on the water. It's where I am. I'm reading the Bible. I'm engaging in church. I'm getting in the church activities way more than I used to, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. And this is definitely 100% middle ground. It's like that, like middle ground, maybe a little bit after middle ground, but it's still definitely middle ground. And then finally, we have 2 feet on the water walking with Jesus. This is not the end of your faith journey, because there is no end to your faith journey. There just isn't. This is where you have found your faith. you are going to fall back and go back to the boat. And you're going to fall in the water. But when you fall, Jesus will bring you right back up. And when you go back to the boat, instead of being unsure what will happen in your faith, you can go back and experience it again. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like. And if you enjoy Bible stories and positive speaking, then subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching. Peace, pizza, and prayer.